Hi guys, welcome to my second episode on our YouTube channel. And I'm going to do a fun thing in this series. Whatever I'm going to wear in my next video, I'm going to keep hanging behind me. That's my creative, fun, rubbish angle to it. Because I want you guys to realize that this is not really, this is not hustling. I'm not selling anything to you. I have started my career, like any person, full of dreams, and fortunately achieved majority of them, but there are certain loopholes that I was lucky to kind of some not really loopholes, I would say pitfalls that I was lucky to escape because I had some very solid advice growing up as a child. And in my tenure as a creative person who started as a copy person, then went on to working with production, then went on to working with an agency, becoming a creative director, and then working full time with a media company, and then working with international markets, and then being an entrepreneur. I really think I've seen the entire spectrum. And this conversation with you guys is more like, sitting in the sitting after a shoot and just having a tete-a-tete of what's really important, which is why I've kept the feel very casual, because I want you to feel that we are just having a conversation between two people who have the same struggles in the industry. And one of the things that we all know that we've gone through is being pushed on projects that we don't want, or being pushed into jobs that we don't want. So this is a story, or this is not a story, it's actually a anecdotal information of what I experienced in 2000, let's say, what was it, 2004. Yeah. So in 2004 there was a very big agency who had an opening for Rupert Copy, and I got a nomination for an Abbey Award. And my ideas were brilliant, my portfolio was fantastic, and everybody I showed it to just loved it. I had also started freelancing by that time. So what had happened was I kind of knew what I was capable of earning in terms of, putting creativity out there and making money out of it. So I went to this very big agency who I will not mention, which was a part of a very big conglomerate. And I went for the interview like, any person hoping for the best. And in this interview, after having a look at my portfolio, and in spite of the fact that I had an Abbey nomination, and after seeing my brainstorming skills and my creativities and ideas, this guy in the interview tells me that, I've written down. So I told you this series I'm going to do with my diary, because I first kind of, just think back about those days and write it down, and then kind of make it achievable to, because I feel a lot of young girls might be experiencing this even now. And I know there's an entire app environment, and people keep feeling that they're getting pushed around in places that they don't want to go. So this is verbatim what the guy who was at the topmost position in the company said to me in the interview. Okay. I went there with the video of the campaign that had got the nomination, and after seeing my work, this guy, senior most person, says, "Let's use you." Okay, that's the terminology he used me. Let's use you in client servicing because you have a good face. And imagine I have this is like my multiple round. I'm talking with the HR department. This is one of the bigger agencies, so there was a HR department, and I've done the test, and I have done great work. I've done the group discussions, I've done the brainstorming. Clearly I am the brightest spark in the creative in that room. And this person says, let's use you in client servicing because you have a better face, and if you agree to do that, then I can match the price that you are asking for. And but as a creative person, I'm sorry, this is, you know uh, you'll have to come at whatever it is that you're getting currently. And it was a culture shock for me also, because I was not expecting to be told that I should be used because of my face. And I tried just saying that, sir, I have but my work is, tried a little. And after some time, I think a certain amount of self-respect kind of just pumped in. And it was very big agency, and it was a very very good package, and people were sure that I'm going to jump on it because it had a big name. And I just packed up my portfolio and I'm saying, sir, I'm really sorry, I have an entire lifetime and a career to think about. I can't do this. I'm not a servicing person, I am a creative person. I've been writing poetry ever since I was in fifth standard. I've had a lot of arguments in the house. I have not done engineering or any of the other things that I was told to do because I am passionate about writing. If you don't have place for me, that's fine. You don't need to use my face. And I have been blessed with a good sense of humor. So I said that, yeah, I will just use this as an experience, and we'll move on. And it was hard because I wanted the money, and we all know in the beginning of our careers, 20 or 30,000 rupees more a month is a very big carrot to kind of let go of. But I grew up in an environment where my granduncle was very strict and my mother was also a counselor, and both these people in their life repeatedly had helped people find their way back when they had got lost along the way, doing things that they didn't want to because of very small amounts. Sometime or the other in your life, as a creative person, as an art person, a creative director, production person, an illustrator, or a musician, or writer, or screenplay writer, you will come across an experience where somebody will try to push you into some place that you don't belong. I won't say that later in my life I didn't have many such instances, but this was my first. And I think that what I lost out in terms of money was the biggest in this case, because literally they were offering me double the package. And a lot of people said, oh, but you should have taken it and adopted it and then done it side by side. And I said, yeah, but I don't have a side by side life now. I will be writing whatever time I give in doing client servicing. I will miss out on the writing and the brainstorming, and I don't want to do that. And so be brave, guys. It is, it is. So I've written over here that I had to walk out of the interview without a job, and all the big plans that I had, what I'm going to do with that extra money, had to be parked aside. And you have to sometimes do it, because unfortunately I did not want to get paid for my face. I wanted to get paid for my copy, and I'm very happy with the kind of profile and creative experience I got being a creative director. Eventually in 3 months I got a job as a copy supervisor in again an agency of the same group. And I started the interview saying, in fact, the interviewer told me that, oh, this person says he knows you because sometimes the board of directors are the same. So the interviewer told me that it seems that you walked out of a job in where it's like literally number two in India. And I said that, yeah, because I don't want to use my face. I'm really sorry. I did. And then he just smiled and said, okay, fine. We have a copy supervisor vacancy. You don't need to give any tests, because everything that you've done in that agency, the top bosses are the same. We have seen your work. We are desperate right now. You can just join from Monday. So what happens is that eventually when you stick to what you are looking for and what you want, it will come to you. Because if you get pushed around, then the pushing around will never end. And I've seen this happen with people, that they go as copywriters or writers or lyricists, then they are pushed into servicing, then somebody floats around and says that, why don't you also do modeling? And before they know it, that they are doing bartending and handing over a glass to a cocktail night. And this is so absolutely wrong at a core level. Having a pretty face or being presentable or having a good height should not rob you of your writing talent. It should not rob you of your drawing talent. It should not rob you of your art talent. I've seen this happening with boys. I've seen this happening with girls. If you are young and it's someone's trying to push you around, push back and find your space. Push back and find your space. Today at the age of 40, I am doing plus size modeling, but that's not the same as being pushed into it and then eventually being made a bartender, a bar serving girl. Dignity of labor, I have nothing against it. It's just that the caliber that you have as a writer and everything that you want to do in the world as a writer is going to be a lot more than what it is that anybody else pushes you. So if you have a passion to be any of those things, then you would be going for those jobs. But if you've gone for a job specifically as a creative director, an art director, or a copywriter, and someone's trying to push you into something you shouldn't, I've seen people going in as a cartoonist and then being sent into production for saying that once in a while there'll be a set design, but all other times what they're doing actually is logistics. So guys, you have to push back. And earlier I thought I would just do this for workshops in colleges, but the kind of thing, I recently joined a ladies group with 10 lakh plus ladies, and the kind of things that I see 25-year-olds, it reminds me of my days. And I think the only thing that is missing in their life was the kind of people I had standing behind me. Like my granduncle was 96 when he passed away, but he was already well in his 80s, late 80s. He had seen enough of the world, and right from an early childhood he used to teach me that there are only two directions. One is in the direction of light and one is in the direction of darkness. whatever is feeling correct will be the direction of the light, and that is your only compass. If you ever feel that you don't know which way to move, it is the direction of the light. And that is my advice to everybody. As I said, that this series of episodes is on our channel www.amir-raika.com. Amir has built himself from scratch, right from the beginning. He's actually one of the few people whose family support was so absent that it kind of gave him the freedom to be exactly who he wanted to be in this field. He did oil painting, he's an artist, he's a chef, he's also a fantastic photographer, which is why we have this partnership, and we have over 200 clients. The journey is not easy for anybody, and today I'm writing down these little tete-a-tetes and sharing them with you, because I finally feel I compelled to, in an age of AI and an age of people kind of doing so much fear mongering, uh, you know all the time there are going to be people frightening you, there are going to be people passing comments on who you are. I'm going to tell you one more completely ridiculous experience that I had. I actually was made to sit in a conference room once and given advice on a personal relationship. So somebody was like that, somebody knows someone that you talk to, and we really don't think that you should talk to that fellow. And I was like, what? So this is how I mean, they were seniors, so they were like, we have your best interest at heart. But and I was young, so I wanted to kind of not be rude. But one of those two seniors used to hit on me, and I wanted to actually tell him that I really don't think you have my best interest at heart. You have your best interest at heart, but I'm not going to say it. So what happens is that very often people use positions of power to arm twist individuals into what they want, simply because they underestimate your capacity to think for yourself. And when you push back seniors or juniors or at par colleagues or anybody from across department, when you push back toxicity and kind of find your way back to yourself, because that is who you are, and everybody has the right to breathe in, breathe out, and choose what they do with the next breath, right? Till we have it in our control. Though I read the Gita and it says control is an illusion, pushing back what you don't want is one of the most important things that you guys will need to do as creative people. And because everybody is going to give you a quick fix, and people are going to be like, oh, but there's more money, and this will be faster, and that will be faster, and this is so cool, and he will be a ladder. Nobody's going to be a ladder for anybody. There's no ladder anywhere. It's an absolute myth beyond belief. It's like learning how to fish. If you don't know how to catch your fish, you are going to die. You're only going to tag along other people who you are going to give you scraps. The only way to get good at your craft is to suffer it out, do it repeatedly, do it when you're getting paid at par, do it when you're not getting paid at par. If all the struggle of any industry is what makes people in that industry, that's what is in your share, and that is what you choose. And uh, uh, comparing yourself with anybody who's, oh, that one's father has an agency, this one's brother is, no, it's your craft. uh, like anybody who's learning how to sketch, anyone who's learning how to write, it is yours. Your journey is completely yours, and everything that you need to do with it is the only thing that's going to get you to the next milestone in your life. And that's also going to make you satisfied. Otherwise, after 10 years of being pushed around, you're going to find yourself in a very, very random part of a very big ocean or sea, questioning, how did I get here? And as one of the few people who has repeatedly got random offers, right from the experience I told you about, till being asked to get married. This has also happened with me. I was in an international country, and I was working on a project for an entire profile of a company. And my colleague was like, the boss is saying that if she's single, why doesn't she marry his son? And I was like, what? I mean, can you imagine? And I came from a very micro minority community. It's a very micro minority community where we are very, very conscious about our numbers. And that time I had a lot of pressure because my granduncle was also alive, and he would not leave any chance to remind us who we have to have mingle with and what we have to do. And these are real life stories. So if that is what you want, good for you. But I know people who have tried that route. Okay, they will think that, oh my god, isko सीढ़ी मिल गई, इसका तो बन गया, इसकी तो लॉटरी लग गई. There is no lottery in creative world. You, your work, you, your work, you, your work, you, your work. That is the air that you breathe. That is the space that you live in. That is how you define yourself. That is your only lottery. Your the freedom of your mind, the freedom of your thought, the freedom to choose that this is my work. These are the ideas I've presented. These are the ones that got rejected. Suffering that, getting over it, getting smarter, getting wiser, learning how to convince your clients, learning how to convince people in positions of power who handle revenue, learning how to network. All this is your craft. That is how you find fish in the ocean. Imagine yourself as one of those bears in a David Attenborough documentary where the salmon is going to reach salmon. Sorry, please don't mind my pronunciation. I'm a mix of all kind of ethnicities at a very linguistic level. So I speak 7-8 languages, and it's possible that my English is not at par with the Victorian standards. It's very Bombaya, and after 14 years in Delhi, it's also become February on some days, as I say. So not to humor you or anyone else watching with along with you, the fact of the matter remains that, guys, what I'm trying to tell you is that there is no lottery, there is no quick fix. The most enduring, the most beautiful thing about your craft is the time you spend with it. It's sacred. It's sacred. It's special, because that is who will define who you are. That is what will give you the argument, that the power to have an intelligent argument. And trust me, your power to have an intelligent argument eventually, after a decade, when you've done enough of the work yourself, not because you married a guy here, and not because you jumped a job there, and not because you quickly took a pay here. Your ability to have an intelligent discussion basis your collective experience will be the single defining factor of whether you survive as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur, or as a professional outside of a big company format. And I did not know this that time. I kind of stumbled upon it, but I can put it down in a nutshell for you. And as I said, that Amir, our website is www.amir-raika.com. We have got over 200 clients, and out of the two of us, if there's somebody who's really got a really super artistic aesthetic eye, it is Amir. And it has all not come overnight. The way I have suffered, he has put in endless number of hours in his craft. It's him and his craft. It's him and his craft, and it's him and his craft. In fact, it would be safe to say that as a mother, I have kind of juggled out a lot of responsibilities, and I've postponed some of my plans. Because I just wanted to enjoy my time with my children so much. But that continuous relationship of him and his craft, in Amir's case, has been a lot more intense. And intense is because he has not even outsourced the placement of a single photograph on his website. So after he's finished taking 1,500 pictures of another client job and delivered it, if he has got a couple more minutes, hours before the day ends, he's dedicated to building our website, which is Asia's largest photography website, soon to be the world's largest photography website. I hope my video is useful to you. And guys, the creative family at the end of the day is a family that's here to help each other. I have been lucky. I have always had the best advice behind me, and in my very growing years. And as we kind of take this journey ahead, things were simpler maybe in terms of the number of people who had access to us. We didn't have followers and likes. We didn't have too much external validation. So social media was absolutely absent for the first 10 years of my career. It started in 99 until around 2000, 15, 16. Social media isn't what it is today. It wasn't what it is today. So keep watching our episodes, and if you are an entrepreneur, if you need creativity in your journey because you're selling a brand, or you're a consultant, or you're a life coach, then remember one thing: it is always you and your craft, and that is the one sacred relationship that's going to define. And that is the summary message of my this video. and watch my next episode where I'm going to talk about. I've penned out these, in my quiet, empty moments, I've penned this out. In my next episode, I'm going to talk about my mother and her experience in the field of counseling, and we're going to talk about how old this problem of having your work stolen really is. So watch that, and I hope I inspire you guys to have a great creative life. And I keep forgetting to look at the right places because in this phone, because honest to God, this is as I said, this is, just think of it as a coffee session with me in my studio after a day shoot. And my little pet peeves, like having the dress that I'm going to wear next time behind me. uh, because fun makes creativity a lot more enjoyable. And so keep having fun, watch our episodes, and you're most welcome to be a part of our family in whichever capacity you want to. We don't have vacancies, but we are always there to help anyone who's struggling with anything where they can get benefits from our resource. Just don't get nasty about it and start chasing me on email. See, आपने वीडियो में ये बोला था, and some of the comments that people write on other people's posts, it makes me wonder if everyone's got their brains in place. So as long as you don't do anything too weird and start stalking us and saying that आपने वीडियो में बोला था आप help करोगे, and then holding people to ransom, as long as you can do this peacefully, you're most welcome to learn and take from whatever we have to offer. Keep watching, have fun. Bye bye.